Hey there, it's your good friend James Knight here, and I'm going to mention real quick. I just saw something on Google Hangouts. Did you know that you could broadcast up to 8 hours? Did you know that, Christy? I just saw that.
I did not know that.
Is that amazing or what? I was just wow. I mean, I just had to bring that to you guys. That was something kind of cool, and that's a tidbit that I just saw right before we started. But right now we're going to actually teach you guys and have a free webinar right here about what list building. And list building is very important. And would you say that too, also, Christy? I know that we're huge on list building ourselves.
Yeah, I have to tell you something that changed my life, really. When you realize that making money online is fun, you got to figure out how to do it. And when you figure out the way to do that is to build a list, then you found the secret. Right, James?
Totally, totally. I'm just telling you, email marketing and list building goes hand to hand. And Christy and I were talking about it right before because it's the fastest and easiest way to make money in this market. And it's really, I'm telling you guys, you have to learn how to build a list. And it's not hard, especially when you know the methods of how to do this. And we're actually going to go into a lot of how to do that. And I'm telling you, it's really that cool. I've said it before. I've actually sent out an email to subscribers, and it's like you can get $600, $500, even $100 or more a day. So please, very important, take a pencil, take a paper, and actually please take a lot of notes. As you can see, I'm already taking notes because you know what? Our buddy here, well, I don't want to actually introduce him yet, but we'll have Christy do that. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to give you your business to a next level. So, Christy, can you actually introduce our surprise guest?
I will. We are so pleased to introduce to you Randy Chinn from Toronto, Canada. Hi, Randy.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, Randy, how's it going, man?
I'm doing well.
Toronto, Canada. I guess is that swimsuit weather yet, or what?
Not quite. I mean, we've been suffering through this winter. Let me tell you, it's been a tough one. But we're finally starting to see some warm weather, so it's getting there.
Cool. Do you got snow on the ground right now?
It still has some snow there. It's just starting to melt. We're getting to the point where it's almost gone. It's getting there.
Wow.
That's good. No, right now I'm in South Carolina, Greenville, and right in the morning it was around 45 degrees. And a little bit later, around 12, it's going to be 75, but 4 o'clock is going to be 83, 84 weather. So it's going to be lake weather. So me and my wife, we like to, she's Greek, and we love to kayak. And we're looking forward to that. So it's kind of cool. And then Saturday or Sunday, we're going mountain hiking, up in the big mountains and everything, and 6,000 feet up high. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But I am totally looking forward to that. So anyway, so Randy is an expert at building a list, and he's made quite a bit of money doing this. And Randy, you mentioned that you made how much did you make so far, really? I mean, on one campaign, really, doing this, I think it was over $700 or something huge.
Yeah, I actually, for myself personally, let me just give a little bit of background about myself. I've actually been doing online stuff for about 4 years, and primarily I've been working with small businesses, helping them with their online stuff. So I've actually worked with a couple of different clients. One, we got her list up to 10,000 people. Another person we were working with, we got their list up to 19,000. So we've built some fairly decent-sized lists, but as most people, I've just always done work for other people. So now I've kind of figured recently, you know what, I got to start doing something for myself. This is crazy. I'm helping all these other people. So I started out building a small list. I only have a small list, 504 people, very small list. But you know what? We actually made $766.50 with them just last month.
Wow, so, $766. Wow, quite a bit. And that was a small list. Fantastic.
Randy, Randy, what niche are you in, and what do you do to get people to put their names and emails in, to build? How did you build your list, and what niche are you in?
I'm actually into internet marketing as well. So basically, because I basically help small businesses and whatnot with their online marketing. So I basically started building a list in the internet marketing niche. And so what I did was I actually created my own giveaway. and I actually created a video series of giveaways. So I actually did a little bit different than most people just do books and stuff, but ebooks are not bad. But I actually created a video one and then started driving some traffic to the page that people would sign up. And then from there, people started signing up and being able to then join my list.
Oh, that sounds cool. So you give them something free, and does that really work, Randy? I mean, there are people who say, well, you know what, I've tried that. Does that really work for you?
Well, it really boils down to making sure that you have a fantastic giveaway. If the giveaway itself has a lot of value in it, then people will, want to basically get it, right?
Yes.
Right.
You know what's cool about that, Randy, is that you can find a lot of giveaways that are free on the internet as called private label rights. Mm-hmm. Is that what you use, a lot of that too?
Yeah, that's so in my course, actually, I mentioned a few different ways. You can actually use private label rights, fantastic way, but definitely don't just use it out of the box. I mean, definitely customize it to yourself. Make sure your voice is in there. It's all about your stories, so definitely making sure you have that. But I have one other tip as well for your viewers that actually I think is going to help them as well. What I recommend is actually look at your niche and see what products are people actually paying for in your niche. So where are they actually spending money in terms of buying people's products? And then take those products, see if you can reverse engineer, maybe create a baby version of it, or even be able to create almost the whole free version people are giving away. If you actually did that, you're going to have a product people are going to definitely want for sure.
That's totally cool. You know what is could be kind of cool is that once they get to your page, and let's say it's a YouTube video, and you click down and you say about capture or download pages, what kind of capture or download pages convert better for you? Are they the video ones that they put a video on there, or is it pretty much like a template where that you just have a lot of maybe script on there?
I actually find that the less the better sometimes. I think definitely having tons and tons of stuff where you have like a massive sales page and so forth just to try to sell, just giving me your email address is actually not always a good idea. People get kind of lost in reading everything and so forth. So definitely, like, I mean, if you do a video, having just the video there with the sign up underneath it, I find is very, very clean way of being able to do it. If you don't want to do a video, you just want to have some text there, just have a basic amount of text, give them so much value, talk about the benefit they're going to get from their giveaway, and then that will basically get people to get in there and jump in.
Randy, if you're building your list for the first time, okay, and some people say, well, yeah, okay, so I've got these people signed up. Now, what do I say to them? What would you say? What do you send in the first and second email, and when do you send the emails?
I don't know if I have a specific time of the day that I would say for sure, but I mean, definitely you want to pick a time where people are awake, so they're basically watching. They're going to be able to see your emails. I'm not big on sending like in the middle of the night. Some people try to say, "Oh, I'll send in the middle of the night," so that way they'll see it in the morning. I think you get kind of caught in all of the traffic everybody gets overnight, and they end up just delete. So I like to do it more during the day, maybe after 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. People are up, and you basically will see your email right when it comes in. That's a good time. In terms of what to send people, I think it's all about content and quality. I mean, you want to try to build your trust and your authority with them. So, I mean, you want to give them something of value. So no matter what niche we're talking about, it's about giving them information, tips, other things that they can be able to use and applying within their own lives and be able to help them in their business or whatever other area they're trying to build in. And then from there, then you can start looking at, well, what offers and what other things can I give to people so you can actually start monetizing your list afterwards.
That's fantastic. Actually, one thing that I was wondering is that can you explain tracking for us, really, for a lot of us that aren't aware of how you actually do that? Because I know there's a lot of things about split testings and finding out which actually works and what doesn't. That way we don't actually waste a lot of our time and money on things that don't work.
Yeah, I mean, one of the great tracking ones. Let me just talk about a little bit about email tracking first. We'll start there, but we can talk about other types of tracking. But one of the services I do recommend is looking at GetResponse. And one of the reasons I kind of like GetResponse is they have tracking built into the software. So that's one thing that I really like about them. You can actually do what people call A/B testing. So you can have two versions of the email, see which one actually gets better opens from that, and then from that you can always look at, how do I improve it and be able to then increase the amount of people opening my emails and thus converting and buying whatever it is on the back end that you're trying to sell. So I'd like to get a response for that, one of those reasons, and I definitely recommend taking a look at that one for sure for tracking.
That's fantastic. Aweber works also great, right, Christy?
Yeah, I actually have both. And they both track it, and they show you how many people opened and how many people didn't open it, and it's really helpful and it's really easy to understand. And you know, Randy, I want to ask you this too. A lot of people when they're starting out, you know, and everybody has a different style. But do you put things in your emails about little personal tips about what's going on in your life, or do you just completely talk about a product or a niche?
Oh no, I mean it's all about the relationship. So I mean you've got to put in your own personality there. Again, as we talked about earlier, I'm from Toronto, so I'm talking about the weather all the time. It's so cold, it's snowing, and all that kind of stuff. I mean that's what people want to be able to know who you are and where you come from. And people really buy you is what they're really buying. So if you don't have your personality in there, they don't know who you are. You know, it's just another email coming in promoting something. Delete, delete, delete. I mean, they're reading it because they want to know what's going on with Randy now. What's he doing? What happened with this problem he was talking about last time? And you know, so that's how you build that sort of a relationship with people through the email for sure.
You know what? That is it. You know, James, I think right there, if people could grasp hold of that people will buy. They're buying you. They're buying your brand. They know, like, and trust Randy. So when he offers a service, they think, yeah, I'm going to take a chance on that. Wouldn't you agree, Randy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's definitely that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's totally right. Like for example, I don't like really. Christy and I, what we usually do is we don't like to send out like a lot of well, when we do email marketing or whatever, we don't like to send out it to a sales page usually. We like to give out maybe something free, like Randy's saying, maybe a giveaway, which is fantastic. One of the best ideas that I've seen with Randy. I mean, what he actually shows inside his courses, it just takes that idea to the next level. What we like to do is also, as Christy and I and Randy, is that we send out maybe a video of how to really, maybe a webinar or a free webinar. So try to give, I would say maybe 90% 10, really, maybe giving more value on a 90% level, maybe a little bit 10%, maybe promoting something. Wouldn't you agree, Randy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about making sure that people feel that you're giving them tons of value, so that way they want to stay on your list. Because I mean, that's one thing people worry about sometimes. Unsubscribes. Oh no, people are leaving my list. If you're providing them with great value and they know who you are personally, they basically have bought you. They're going to stay on for sure. So definitely, it's all about making sure your personality and you're providing tons of value within there for sure.
I can see, Randy, how you're successful because you're very likable. And I'm sure that comes across in your emails, too. And so you're welcome. You've got a course where you're teaching people exactly how to do this. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So I put together a course primarily focused for somebody who's not made much money online, or they're struggling online, or they're just even beginning. I mean, this course is 2 hours of video, over 2 hours of video, and you can see me over the shoulder. I basically go through how do you set up all the different components you need. How do you get your autoresponder set up? How do you actually set up your website, your capture page, your download page? Everything is kind of laid out for you in sort of a paint by numbers kind of an idea. And then on top of that as well, I've got sort of a mind map, which I explain all the different components. I put a checklist together. If you follow A, B, C, D, check everything off, you'll have implemented exactly what it is that I'm showing you. And then I talk about how do you actually send out emails? How do you start monetizing your list? What is required from there? And then finally, I actually have a bonus where I actually do 2 webinars as well. So if people got questions, they don't know how to do something, they're stuck, whatever it is, I actually do one. We're going to do one probably almost right after we close off in terms of this launch that we're doing. We're going to do one right away, answer anybody's initial questions, and then 30 days later, we'll do another one. You ask me all the questions that you might have. I'm going to go through, explain anything that you're stuck on, make sure everybody be able to actually implement what it is that we're doing.
That's fantastic. Everybody click my face so that you can see Randy's course. I mean, it's huge, and it's a video course, which I love. Is everybody clicking to see the
Yeah, I'm on there.
Yep, I see it.
Okay, awesome. I mean, if you see, he has a lot of content here. I mean, and it just, and I love it because it's very simple. If you can just click right here, I mean, it just starts right away. I mean, I'm telling you, I love it. It's cool. As you can see, it's. I mean, he goes into it quite a bit. He shows a lot of content. I mean, it's an over-the-shoulder course, which I love. And as you can see, it seems 8 modules. And then, can you explain a little bit more about the webinars, Randy, and what's going to be inside them?
Sure. So the idea behind the webinars really is that I want to be able to answer all the questions people may have. I mean, as much as, I tried to explain everything as best that I could, I even show you over the shoulder. Some people may still get stuck on something or not know exactly how do I do this or how do I do that, Randy. So what I want is I'm going to actually let people ask me all the questions you can possibly think of, and I'm going to go through and answer as many as I possibly can to try to give people every tool that they need to really be able to take my system, implement it, and finally get past just learning and learning about stuff, but actually implementing it so you can actually make it happen. So that was my intent.
As you can see, I mean, it's just a great course, and it gives quite a bit of content. Like there's like about 20 minutes here on this, and there's there's like 8 other modules. I mean, it's jam packed with information, and I love it myself. I'm telling you, is that especially if you want to learn how to get traffic to wherever you want. I mean, that is the key to this business, but it isn't just traffic. It's building your email list where that you can actually build a huge email list. What does that mean for everybody? Well, what it means is that there's an old saying out there that Christy and I and Randy know very well, and every person that's on your email list is worth how much? Is worth $1 a month. So what does that mean? Is that if you have a 10,000 email list, you should be making around $10,000 a month. So I don't know if everybody kind of gets exactly what I'm saying and crystallizes that. So if you build a 20,000 email list, you should be making around $20,000 a month. And I've seen that repeatedly in a lot of people that I know and a lot of my guru friends. Right, Christy?
It's exactly right. And if you start today and build a list, you've got an asset for long term. You're not just getting one commission from this video and one commission from that video. You're actually going to have some consistent income because it really does work. Human nature is that we have to see something more than once before we're sure that we want it. And so you have to get your message in front of the people who take your free giveaway, like Randy was saying, and you have to talk to them today, tomorrow, and next week. And that's how Randy was able to make over $700 with a small list. And that's the thing. You think, well, I don't have 10,000 people. You don't have to have 10,000 people on your list. You can start with 100 people. And Randy's program is step by step how to do exactly what Randy's done. So we're hoping this helps you. You can pick up a copy. Randy, this is available right now.
Absolutely, yeah. People can jump right in, and let me just add one other thing as well, just so you know my background as well. I was actually a project manager for many years, 10, 15 years. I was a project manager. So because of that, for me, everything is very systematized and structured. So as James walked through the course and so forth, I tried to make it as systematized, piece by piece, follow along so that you can be able to implement it. So that's really kind of the way I came up because of my systems background. I basically try to implement that right within the course, make it easier for people to actually be able to implement it themselves.
Fantastic. How much is the course, Randy?
Right now, the course is $9.95. So for the first week, it's less than $10. Get you in there, a couple coffees, less than a couple coffees at Starbucks, and you're basically off to the races, you know?
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's fantastic. What do I say, guys? Anything that's under $10, if you learn one thing from it, you can take your business to the next level. Remember, you have to invest in your business because if you want to make this a 6-figure business, which you can easily do, trust me, this is one of the few businesses out there that you can actually do 6 figures possibly if you work at it. Why do I say that? Because the numbers are there. I've seen it in my own life, really. I mean, I've seen it where that if I did email marketing, that I came close to maybe over $1,000 in one day. I've never seen a business like that. I've had Subways, I had surf shops, I had Italian stores, restaurants, I had real estate offices, I had mortgage companies, I had it all. This is 10 times better. You don't have any employees, you don't have no electric, you don't have no rent, you have nothing. There's like no inventory. So please jump on this because I'm telling you, you're going to thank me later on when you're like 60 years old or so because you're going to say, hey, I got an easier life. And I really do feel like that deep down in my heart, really. So really go for this. I give it 2 thumbs up. Why? Because it's easy to understand and he takes you hand to hand, really.
Right. That's exactly right. And I'm going to give you a thought of the day. Joel Osteen says, you cannot expect victory and plan for defeat. And the way you plan for victory long term is build a list, right? Build a list.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure to have you with us, Randy. So happy to have you here from Toronto, Canada. And I hope you stay warm, and I hope it warms up there soon.
Thanks very much, Christy. Thanks, James. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Bye now.
Thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to tell you, it was, I mean, please go for this. I mean, if you're really just starting off or you're intermediate or even advanced, you're going to learn a lot about this course, really, because I'm going to tell you, he takes you hand by hand. It's all shoulder. It's just really, it's like almost you're his friend, and he's taking you right through and explain it to you. So 2 thumbs up to this course. Go for it. I love it, and see you guys on the other side.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Randy. Bye-bye.